This is Luke Pearson with his virtual classroom screencast. So there's a lot to it, so I'm going to try and move kind of quickly through this. So once you click on my course, you can either get enrolled through email or with this access code down here. You would have, this is your main screen, this is what you would see. So we would first click on the Start Here section, where I give you a very brief introduction, and then I outline your introductory assignments. These are in addition to week 1 assignments. Some of them are watching videos on how to navigate Schoology. One is just updating your profile and picking a picture. There's a self-assessment using Google Forms right here. And then there's also a section where they have to read through the syllabus and all my policies, which I'll show, and then actually take a quiz on the policies so that I know they have read what is expected. All of that is in the general information area. So I have 4 different documents under my policies. First is classroom policies, which is just how you're expected to behave and how you can be successful. Discussion policies is how I expect you to respond in discussion boards, as well as how often I expect you to respond. And then there is a couple collaborative projects within this learning module. So I had to make sure that I included how they do work and how they do collaborative work so they understand what they need to do. And then here's a quick little section on etiquette and how to behave online, things you should say, shouldn't say, and how you should respond. Once they do that, they have to take a quiz, and they also need to look at the syllabus here as well, which has all the assignments that are due, how much points are worth, so on and so forth. All right, so I have 2 sections in here. I have trigonometry for right triangles, trigonometry for non-right triangles. Once I got started, it really just got too much to have all of this. So for the virtual classroom assignment, I'm really just going to focus on the right triangle part. Even though in the future, I would like to have the non-right triangle part set up just like this so that my entire trigonometry unit can be used on Schoology. But since it only had to be 3 to 4 lessons, it was just too much to try and do all that. So here we go. This is the non-right triangle section. And first thing we have is a textbook. It's a link and it takes you to Google Dropbox, a way for me to collaborate and share information with my students, and it allows them to open the textbook right there. And then under here we start with study tools. I wanted this to be the first thing they see. And there's 2 things in here. There's just one is a document which basically gives them hints on how to solve trigonometry problems, especially focusing on word problems. It also gives them SOHCAHTOA, which is a famous thing with trigonometry, just something that I wanted them to have so they wouldn't lose it. And then this is something that we created in this course, Memorize. It's like a really quick quiz self-assessment tool. They can take it in a variety of formats to make sure that they understand the basics of trigonometry. All right, so if we click on lesson 1, 2, and 3, they are all pretty much set up the same, and this is how they set up. It starts with an essential question. Even though that might not be the first thing they answer, it needs to be the first thing on their mind. If they're given a question, it gives them a direction to what they're supposed to be learning. And then there is always a folder that includes an educational video that I've created myself, a worksheet or some type of skill and drill practice for them to complete. And then there's also videos that I have created myself on how to do specific problems from the worksheet. And then each lesson has a collaborative area where they can participate in a discussion board and collaborate with their classmates on solution strategies, mistakes, and ways that they were finding themselves to be successful. After that, there is also another video that they can watch. This is optional. This is if they feel like they just haven't learned it yet. We all know some people learn at different paces, so I have that in there for them. And then there's another activity that requires them to use some type of online learning tool. This one requires Learning Odyssey. One of the other folders uses Khan Academy. And basically, they get on there and they watch a video, and then they take a quiz to show that they have learned that topic so far. Lesson 2, once again, they're all kind of set up the same way. The only one that's different in this one is that the discussion board is not just a place to collaborate. They start seeing this Greek symbol that's known as theta, and they have to do really quick research on it and just say what is it, where does it come from, and why is it used in mathematics. Other than that, this is set up the same. I've created instructional videos here along with the worksheet, and then more videos to help them solve those problems on that worksheet. So lesson 3 is very similar. And then in lesson 4, this is where the students really begin to collaborate with their classmates. I got a couple tasks in here where they get the opportunity to create something or participate together to really solve a difficult problem. So the first one is a performance task. If you notice, everything I'm clicking on in Schoology opens up right here on Schoology. Doesn't open up in a separate file, even though you can, and you can print right from this website. So this is what we call a performance task. We try to do one of these for each unit, and this is really to help them prepare for the Smarter Balance test, to help them show mastery of the Common Core standards. It's a very difficult problem, and you can't do this problem unless you have gain that conceptual understanding of right triangle trig. So it's a great way for them to show mastery and have fun doing it. And they can always do that with a partner. And then the other collaborative activity is this, where they are going to actually create their own trigonometry problems. They're going to do it in a group. And basically each student creates their own situation. They give a visual and a verbal description, and then they all bring it together at the end to create 4 or 5 slide PowerPoint using either PowerPoint or Google Slides, and then submit it as an assignment on here. They can either paint or find pictures, and I've given them a couple resources to do that. And then what they have to do is they would take the trigonometry assessment, which is a really quick grade. It's done through Schoology. It's a variety of questions from multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, and short answer questions that allows them to show me mastery. Schoology grades this for me and puts it right into the grade book. So it's a really simple way for me to see a self-assessment. I have given this, they have 2 options to take this, and the deal is with the students is that if they don't get an 80 or above on this, then what they have to do is that they would come to this remediation folder, which is videos to help them maybe catch up on something that they missed, or just re-say something in a different way. Maybe Mr. Pearson missed it somehow. And then they would have these worksheets that they can do to practice it, along with videos that I've created to help them work out those problems. So this is my course, and then the last thing I want to show you is my grade book. Everything's already set up in here, and then I can also do this in Schoology, which is badges. So every time students do something good, I can give them some type of badge as a positive reward system. And then I can even create my own badges. So this is my course through Schoology, my virtual classroom. I'm really excited to have this. Next year, it'll be really cool as I implement this into my classroom and really get to the blended learning environment. I think this makes the learning progression very visible for my students, and they would really be able to track their progress and do well using Schoology as a virtual environment for them to be successful. Thank you.